Hey folks, my name is Mo Amir and this is VANCOLOUR, British Columbia's bona fide culture and politics TV talk show. Tonight, do you speak French? Chances are you don't, even though we all learned it in grade school. So has Canada's official bilingualism failed? JJ McCullough thinks so. Plus, psychedelic drugs are all the rage as a treatment for addictions. Is it a medical breakthrough? Dr. Melissa Lem weighs in, but first, they've been Vancouver's soccer club since 1974 and part of Major League Soccer since 2011. But the Vancouver Whitecaps don't turn a profit operationally. They've been up for sale since 2024, and now Major League Soccer has a formal bid from an investor group that wants to relocate the team to Las Vegas. I think it's over for the Whitecaps, but our first guest disagrees. The son of the general manager for Africa's most successful soccer club that won 26 Continental Cups. He's running to be the next mayor of Vancouver with the Vancouver Liberals, Kareem Allam. Kareem, hello. So nice to see you.
Thanks for having me on.
When it comes to the Whitecaps, why are you giving Vancouverites false hope?
Good question. I was a terrible soccer player to my dad's chagrin. He loved football. He always taught me that you play the full 90 minutes. Even if you're down, you keep going hard. You chase down every ball. Frankly, I think in this moment, it's not over until the final referee whistle blows. I think we can bring a proposal forward that injects some vigor and creativity into trying to keep the team here. I don't think we should give up. I think we should keep trying. I think the Las Vegas bid is interesting, but I think we still have time to come up with a more interesting one.
So let's get into your proposal. I know that you do have some experience in your public affairs work, but you and I both know that when it comes to major league sports franchises, you can't just own the team. You have to own the stadium, and you can't just own the stadium. You have to own the real estate around it. And that ownership gets, multiple streams of revenue to make this business model work. They currently don't have that in Vancouver, and they currently don't have land where something like that can be built. So what is your proposal?
Yeah, you're right. Stadium economics and franchise economics have gotten really complicated. You need to generate a lot of revenue inside the gate of the arena or stadium or ballpark, but you also need to generate revenue outside. So that includes hotels, restaurants, entertainment districts, fan activation zones. So ways for the club to capture revenues outside the stadium are important, but also being close to a downtown where you can have access to a business community to
and transit.
To fill those to fill those corporate suites. And those corporate suite dollars are extremely important in the economics of this. The one proposal that does work, the most ambitious one, is Kerfoot's original plan for...
Kerfoot is the owner.
Kerfoot, who is the owner. Yeah. Kerfoot's original plan to build a stadium at the waterfront near the Waterfront SkyTrain station. It's at the nexus of two SkyTrain lines. So as you mentioned, SkyTrain is extremely important, getting people in and out. It's at the foot of the Seabus terminal. It's at the end of the West Coast Express, and it's close to that downtown business core. So that proposal, I think, needs to be revived. He proposed it initially in the late 2000s, and it was rejected by the Port of Vancouver.
So it's already rejected. What are we talking about then?
Well, exactly. It was rejected about 15, 16 years ago as an original plan, but a lot of things have happened since then. One of the most important things that's happened since then is the Minnesota Twins themselves built their ballpark right over railroad tracks themselves. There have been another dozen stadiums worldwide since that stadium's been rejected, where stadiums have been built over railroad tracks. The safety, the engineering, it's just gotten so much better. I think this proposal makes a lot of sense in today's context with today's engineering, and I think it's time to revisit it. And it is a project now that we can fast track based on all the data that we have from all these other stadiums that have done just exactly this one thing. Okay,
so I'm going to mix up my sports metaphor for a second because I feel like you're throwing a Hail Mary pass. However, I feel like the MLS, Major League Soccer, they might already be committed to Las Vegas. Like, I do feel like the deck is stacked against us where they want this team to be in that market. So again, are you giving Vancouverites false hope here?
Well, the first thing is there's successive votes that need to happen. First, there needs to be a vote from the Board of Governors at MLS to actually approve the sale of the team. And then there needs to be a second vote to approve the relocation of the team. So until that happens, I think we shouldn't stop fighting. The Las Vegas plan is a really, really good plan. It's got its entertainment district. It's going to be right next to an arena and all these other activations around it. It's a really good plan. We're not going to beat the Las Vegas plan with the P&E plan that we're currently putting ahead. The P&E plan is good. It's fine. But we need something excellent and spectacular. And putting something on the waterfront, I think, would get Major League Soccer's attention and would make it worth their while to relook at keeping the team here in Vancouver.
What does it say about the city of Vancouver if we can't keep the Whitecaps?
It's not good. And it's not just about the Whitecaps. We've lulled ourselves into this sense of political incrementalism for a really long time now. It takes 7-8 years to get a high-rise built here in the city of Vancouver. We are the slowest place on planet Earth to build housing. We've been dining out on our good looks for a really long time as a city. And we need to get competitive, and we need to get aggressive, and we need to stop taking everything for granted. Yes, this is a really beautiful place and a lot of people want to come here, but there's also a lot of other places in the world that want to compete and have what we have. And we just got to get better at fighting and get more aggressive and get more disciplined about protecting what we have.
Is this an issue of foresight? Because everything you're describing sounds like work that could have been done years ago if the city or the province, had that foresight of building this team out and making it a franchise forever in Vancouver.
Well, this is exactly it. This issue of a stadium for the Whitecaps has existed for the last 15 years. It's not a new issue. We've dragged our heels for this entire time, and we're only now, as a province, and to some extent a fan base, and as a city, reacting now at the 11th hour. We had so many opportunities to deal with the ownership group here and help make this team profitable. And it's not profitable despite having among the highest league attendance. So we have no one to blame except for ourselves and our political leadership.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was a doomer on the Whitecaps, but you've given me just a smidgen of hope. So Kareem, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thanks for having me on.
Folks, he's running for the Vancouver Liberals to be the next mayor of Vancouver. That was Kareem Allam. Now, after some business, if Joe Rogan says it, it must be true, right? Can psychedelic drugs be used to treat addictions? We'll separate the science from the hype up next.